Hello everyone, this is Dr. Isaac Bose from Syndicator for Homeopaths. We are back after a long time with a short video presentation but a quite interesting one and informative one as well. So I don't have to talk much about the current COVID pandemic situation which is spreading all over the world. You all know about it. But at the same time, we homeopaths, I think in Kerala, we got recently the permission to treat COVID patients over here. And outside Kerala, I think most of the homeopaths have been treating COVID patients for a long while. But the topic for this presentation is the utility of BBCR repertory, which is the most underused repertory, and it's a gem, but we're not using it during this current COVID pandemic times. And I'll be sharing very few cases where BBCR repertory have been utilized in those COVID cases, and giving an information about this repertory and about the chapter. We'll be focusing mostly about the fever chapter and how to use this repertory during this current COVID times. And it's quite easy, and you'll reach the simillimum with quite ease using this repertory. So let's begin. For those who don't know much about this repertory, BBCR repertory, let's just keep that aside for a while, and we'll have a talk later on about a detailed study about this BBCR repertory. So now let's just focus simply upon this chapter, the fever chapter in this repertory, because you can use this repertory mostly in most of the fever cases. And in what kind of fever cases? So fever cases with a lot of concomitant symptoms, and in fever cases with a lot of general symptoms. So only in most of these kind of cases we can use the BBCR repertory. There are other areas as well. Maybe we'll discuss it later. We'll have a talk about it later in detail. So presently we'll use fever chapter, and we'll have a detailed study about that as well. So let's start with some cases. So this is a case of a female of 25 of age, and she has post-COVID symptoms. Her COVID test turned out to be negative, and she's still suffering from her respiratory problems and fever, and it was a standstill state. And this was a phone consultation for me, and she rang me up, and while speaking to her over the phone itself, she was panting a lot of breathlessness. So asking about her present state, and she exclaimed to me that a lot of dyspnea while lying down, a lot of breathing difficulty while lying down, and in such an acute state she called me up. And we know the remedies. Arsenicum album is one of the best remedies for dyspnea while lying down. So another remedy similar to arsenicum album is grindelia tincture in tincture. So this settled down her acute state of breathlessness, but then the fever was still remaining. So I asked detail about her fever complaints and what was happening during the fever, and she's like a lot of increased temperature and a lot of headache, a lot of sick feeling during her fever episodes. And I asked anything else which is really troubling her, and she described to me about a weird salty taste in her mouth, which is quite disturbing her at the moment. So this was quite surprising for me, and I tried to probe this in the repertory itself. So this is the Bodingarson repertory, and currently I'm using MAC repertory. And this video presentation we'll concentrate on the fever chapter. There are other chapters, maybe we'll talk about it later, about the other chapters. So in fever we have the following rubrics of compound, pathological types, of time, aggravation, amelioration, concomitants, heat and burning, and partial heat. So the symptom which we are looking for is a concomitant symptom of having salty taste in her mouth. So we have this rubric of concomitants, and in concomitants we have the following chapters, out of which we are looking for is in stomach, we are looking for taste, and we have salty, a rubric over here, and we have a single medicine over here which is belladonna. Now this was quite interesting and surprising for me as well, because this was something new to me, and I learned the symptom recently only. I don't know how many of you all know about the symptom of belladonna having a salty taste in the mouth during the fever. and but it was something new to me. So without much hesitation, I prescribed the same. Uh, so I gave belladonna 200 three times a day, and within 2 to 3 days she was completely better, and her health, she regained her health, and she was feeling much better. The fever settled down, and she was much better physically and mentally as well. So it's quite interesting that we are prescribing the common remedies, but we are finding the rare symptoms to prescribe the common remedies. So which happens only through repertory only. So I don't think with the medical knowledge we can get these kind of symptoms. So this is what I feel. So this was the first case, and moving on to the next case. So this is again another female of age 35 plus, and she was tested COVID positive, and she's a nurse currently working in allopathy hospital. And the complaint what she was describing was a lot of heaviness of chest, and this heaviness of chest it aggravates more when she's lying on the left side, and slight dyspnea as well. And in spite of my advice, she was taking paracetamol for a fever. So I gave, as in considering a present acute state, so I gave phosphorus 200, but then she had no relief at all. Even after 2 days, she had no relief at all. So I reprimanded her strictly to stop her paracetamol, because these allopathic nurses, how hard for them is to avoid paracetamol during fever. So I want her strictly to come out of paracetamol and stop taking paracetamol. So then the fever started spiking up, and a lot of dyspnea, increased temperature, heat. So I asked her to describe in detail about what she is suffering right now, and she described about more heat, and the heat more in her mouth, in her nose, and in her ears. So a lot of heat in these areas, and followed by dry lips, and this fever, her temperature increases mostly during the night hours, and nothing about her generals, and I couldn't get anything about her generals in sleep and her thirst, appetite. So there was no much difference about that. But then the most troubling symptoms was a lot of heat in her mouth, her nose and ears, with dry lips, and a lot of temperature increasing in the night hours, with a few cough, not that prominent, but then she's also complaining about some dry cough as well. So considering these symptoms, instead of taking it separately, you can take it. You can take each symptom as a concomitant symptom, because Bonning-Orson repertory gives each and every symptom as a concomitant symptom. So when you try to put this in the repertory directly, so we're taking the fever chapter, and we're going not for the concomitants, but then we're going for the partial heat. It's not heat and burning, because heat and burning is totally a general symptom over here. So this heat is occurring only on local areas. So we're going for this rubric called partial heat, and the heat is more in ears, and in her nose, and again in her mouth. Okay, and she is again complaining of dry lips. So partial heat. We're not going for partial heat. We're going to concomitants over here, and we have a chapter called lips over here. We have a rubric, not a chapter. We have a rubric over here, lips over here, and lips dry, and followed by aggravation, time, time, night. Okay. So when you put this directly into the repertory, we're getting arsenicum album over here. So what we have done over here is we are going to we just put directly whatever symptoms we have got, we are putting it directly into the repertory, and we're getting arsenicum album over here. And so without much hesitation, we can prescribe, or we can stick on to arsenicum album, because this night aggravation is a quite famous symptom for arsenicum album. So without much hesitation, I prescribe the same medicine, arsenicum album, in 200 potency. So I gave 3 times a day, and just after her consumption of the medicines, through the course of one day itself, she was feeling much better with the fever. There was no fever after the first day, and within 4 days her dyspnea got better, and her generals also got better with the COVID test coming out to be negative, and she was only complaining of some dry cough remaining. So the patient again was dismissed with some spongia 200. So these were the following rubrics I took. So fever, partial heat, mouth in, nose in, ears in, lips dry, and fever time, night aggravation. So when you get symptoms of general symptoms and a lot of particular symptoms, you can use Bonnigassen repertory, and you can just simply whatever symptoms you're getting from the patient, you can put it directly into the rubrics and see what's coming up, and then confirm it by further questioning. Okay, so this was a symptom, and this was the case. So in such a way, you can collect the symptoms from the COVID patients, and you can put it directly into the Bonnigassen's repertory and find out your simillimum. Whatever symptoms for local particular symptoms, and whatever symptoms that patient is really troubling about, you can collect it and put it directly into Bonnigassen's repertory and find out the simillimum. And so moving on to the next case. This is another case of a COVID positive male patient of age 35 plus, and he is suffering from body pain, absence of taste and smell, which is quite common in most of the COVID cases, with slight dyspnea. And I asked him what's troubling him the most, what's really peculiar about his complaint, and he's like a lot of absence of thirst and loss of appetite. He has been not eating or not drinking much after the complaint have started. Total aversion to food, and uh, completely absence of thirst. And another complaint that he was clinging on to was a lot of pain in his hips, in no other part of the body but except the hips. A lot of pain in his hips, most probably on his right hip. But then he complained both the hips are same, having the same pain, but more towards the right. But there is extreme pain in the hips than in any other part of the body, and there was no much fever, no temperature variations at all. So considering this, we try to put this in the repertory. So we're taking the main important feature in this case is a lot of pain in his hips, only in his hips. So I took that as a first priority in my rubric. So you're taking lower extremities, joints, and hips. So that was my first rubric, because I don't want to miss my remedy without this rubric. And then we are going to fever with concomitants, and we're going to extremities with hips pain. So we have only very few remedies in it. Okay, and then followed by concomitants with stomach, a lot of absence of thirst and a lot of aversion to food. So stomach, aversion to food in general, and thirstlessness. Okay, a lot of thirstlessness. And when you try to put this into the repertory, we're getting Sepia and Rustox as the medicine, and Pulsatilla and Arnica. So being Sepia as the first medicine in your repertoire doesn't mean that you have to give the same medicine. So consider his complaints, and then when you think about it, so Rustox is one remedy that you think of during the pain, when the pain increases, or any complaint with a lot of pain. So naturally the remedy coming to your mind is Rustox. And over here it has a 4 mark over here for affection of hips, especially the hip joint. So I considered giving Rustox because a painful fever remedy. So I opted for the Rustox. So I gave Rustox 200 twice a day because there was no pain. So I gave only twice a day. So after 3 days, his hips pain were much better, and the thirst also was much better, and appetite also improved. So his generals became much better. And he then complained of a lot of weakness, I guess. I don't know what prescription I shifted on to after this. But then there was some weakness left in him, so I think I gave some other medicine, I don't remember. But then his hip pain was completely better out of after giving Rustox. So in such a way we can find concomitant symptoms, and we can prescribe the most common remedies with some peculiar symptoms or rare symptoms that we don't even know about. So in such a way BBCR repertory is quite helpful. And so these are the one of the three cases that I am presenting it to you all. So there are many other cases, but then so this is the I think you'll get an idea after all these three cases, like how to repertorize in a COVID patient when you get the symptoms, and how to use BBCR repertory for a treatment of the COVID patients. And so that's all about today's talk and video presentation on BBCR, utilization of BBCR repertory. And so I learned this repertory I learned, I think, without Dr. Gaurang Gaikwad, my mentor, it wouldn't have possible for me to treat these COVID patients, and especially to treat um, with the help of BBCR repertory. So without this repertory, I think, without this mentor, Dr. Gaurang Gaikwad, I think it's really quite impossible for me to understand this repertory as well. So I'm really indebted to him. And currently, my mentor, Dr. Gaurang Gaikwad, has started his official site, his website, and presently there's a workshop going on of welcome to workshop of nosodes and shortcuts and bowel nosodes. So you can contact him through his mail, or you can contact the following WhatsApp number to, if you want to register it. Everything about nosodes and shortcuts are mentioned in this workshop. It's like a web series, so you can subscribe, and then you can watch it for a while, over and over and again, and make a note of it also. So this is the official website for Dr. Gaurang Gaikwad. You can simply search in the Google search engine through drgaurangaikwad.com, and you'll be directed to the courses available over there. It's a quite interesting one, and quite informative as well, so please do make note of the same. And your feedback is quite important to us, so please send your mails and send your feedbacks. And if you could if you think this video was quite helpful for you all to understand BBCR repertory during the COVID time, so if it's really helpful for you all to inculcate BBCR repertory into your practice while treating fever cases or while treating COVID cases, please write to us. You can either mail us on syndicateofhomeopaths@gmail.com, or through my personal email ID, drisaacbose@gmail.com. So everyone stay safe and stay healthy, and be protected. All the best.